The thing in fighting, the hard part about in the combat sports world is once you start to make that kind of money and you want to say, well, it never changed me. It's impossible not to change you. It's impossible to go from, where you were to where you are today financially. I have known each other for a long time. And, when I first met Floyd, he lived in an apartment that Top Rank used to put a lot of their fighters in. Yeah. He lived in this apartment down on, I want to say it was off Flamingo. And, he just started to make some money. Yeah. So, I went over his house. He was showing me all the sweaters that he bought and all the things, Floyd's always been that guy. Yeah. He likes to shop and he likes to buy clothes. And, it started the minute he made his first dollar.
Right.
UFC CEO Dana White has called out Floyd Mayweather for portraying a fake lifestyle on social media. During a recent interview, White didn't hold back, slamming Mayweather for allegedly making false claims about owning a property and pointing to multiple unpaid debts as evidence. When asked about Mayweather's public image, the UFC boss was quick to criticize what he sees as a carefully crafted but misleading facade.
Security guards.
Do you think Floyd is definitely done?
No, I don't know if he's done. I mean, he could probably come back and he'll have a boxing match. I don't take away from what Floyd's accomplished in boxing, but he's stepping way over.
Dana White, fully aware of how much Floyd Mayweather earned from his blockbuster fight with Conor McGregor, didn't hold back in his criticism. According to White, Mayweather is a reckless spender with zero financial discipline. He called out Floyd's extravagant and unnecessary lifestyle, questioning how anyone could blow through that kind of money. Who lives like that and doesn't run into money problems constantly? White said, making it clear he believes Mayweather's spending habits are setting him up for financial disaster.
McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, which ironically is a boxing event, but it's the biggest combat sports fight ever.
What did that gross?
It did 4.4 or 4.5 million buys at $100 a buy.
Yeah.
Dana White went on to compare Mayweather to several UFC fighters who, despite not earning even a quarter of what Floyd made in boxing, managed their finances wisely. He praised them for living within their means, maintaining modest lifestyles, and building wealth through smart investments. White also challenged Mayweather's long-standing claim of being a billionaire, stating flatly that it wasn't true and that he had plenty of evidence to back it up.
Ring with somebody you know well, somebody you have worked with, obviously, Floyd Mayweather. I have been dying to hear your perspective, your thoughts, what you actually think about this YouTuber fighting maybe the greatest boxer of all time, Floyd Mayweather.
Listen, I understand these kids want to make some money and, they do what they got to do and say what they got to say to try to, get in there and make money.
Dana White admitted he doesn't know every detail about Floyd Mayweather's finances, but one thing he's certain of: Mayweather is no billionaire. And if that's the case, White argues there's no justification for his excessive spending habits. If he's not a billionaire, then what sense does it make to blow half your net worth on jewelry?
Yeah. Nate Diaz apparently wants $20 million to fight next. Is he going to see $20 million?
My boy.
Yeah.
Hey, I never say no.
White questioned, calling out the absurdity of Mayweather's lifestyle. He also referenced a past interview where Mayweather claimed to earn $300 million a month, calling it a blatant lie. He once said he pulls in $300 million monthly. Only gullible people buy that nonsense, White said. His mouth is full of lies, and that's why stores in every city keep calling him out.
Few that was able to capitalize on his fame, his personality, and everything else outside.
Backing Dana White's remarks, a fan commented, Mayweather is the textbook definition of a gambler. He loves to flaunt his wins, but never talks about his losses. He's never really shown respect for money, and his repeated comebacks are clearly driven by the need for more income. The fan also pointed out,
common, and when a guy like Floyd Mayweather starts putting it on you, it's not even going to be a fight. It's going to be ridiculous.
That even 50 Cent has publicly criticized Floyd's poor financial management over the years. Another fan chimed in, reinforcing White's claims by saying, Floyd might have a few profitable ventures, sure, but they're likely outweighed by bad investments or out-of-control spending. There's absolutely no way he's making $300 million a month. That's just not happening.
YouTuber fighting maybe the greatest boxer of all time, Floyd Mayweather.
Listen, I understand these kids want to make some money and, You know, they do what they got to do and say what they got to say to try to, you know, get in there and make money. This is going to be such a one-sided, ridiculous ass whooping. It's not even going to be funny. It's going to be...
The third fan took a jab at Floyd, trolling him with, "Dude can't even read," as long as he can keep buying flashy trinkets and bet on both sides. Just to brag about winning, he clearly has no real grasp of his finances, the fan added. Not saying he's not.
And you look at what he has, his craft Irish whiskey, and I think he has a beard now. He goes from wearing sandals to have mink slippers. He goes from living in very meager house to living in an ivory tower. And he hadn't fought. I'm looking at it we last fought in January 2020. What do you expect when he steps back into the ring?
He's at a place in his life and in his career that, you know, he shows up every once in a while.
Not wealthy he obviously is, but he has no clue what he's doing. The guy probably can't even count to 300 amid the trolling. One more level-headed fan offered a more realistic take on Floyd's financial claims. He might technically be a billionaire, they wrote, but judging by his behavior...
But look at Canelo. Canelo is still the man.
Yes.
You know?
He's been for a long, long time.
And he jumps in there and he does it and he goes to work, and it's hard to stay at that level for a very long time. And Canelo's another guy. I mean, what's this guy clipping? 40 mil a fight?
Easy.
Something like that. You know what I mean? Not including what he's making outside of the ring. So, a very unique few
behavior. Only a small portion of that wealth is actually liquid and accessible. He once claimed to have invested $300 million into real estate. But that's not exactly the kind of investment that leaves you with cash on hand when you need it.
It's almost crazy stuff. I got so many different houses. So, as you guys can see, this is one of my closets. You know, we got bags, we got stuff everywhere. We got this ladder right here where you can take, you know, just got stuff everywhere. So, you know, you wanna go red bottoms, we can go.
A strong example backing Dana White's claims came when Floyd Mayweather posted his tax documents online, showing an $18 million payment to the U.S. government. Instead of silencing critics, the move sparked more backlash. Some viewers pointed out that the check appeared fake due to the absence of a routing number.
We can go all Christian Louboutin, that you guys want to do. Whatever you want to do, all from the bottom all the way to the top. So, we got any kind of bag and everything you can name. It's one of my closets.
While others saw it as another display of Mayweather's inflated ego and narcissistic behavior. The tax post surfaced shortly after news broke that Mayweather had spent over $1.1 million on Super Bowl tickets. The former boxing champ reportedly planned to take up a slate of people to the high-profile event.
All about making power moves.
Yeah, I got you.
And I'm pointing like this because all of it. We're in New York City right now. We're in Manhattan. That's what we do. Come on.
At Allegiant Stadium, reinforcing the narrative that he's more focused on flaunting wealth than managing it. Wisely
Andre Durrell, IBF champion Billy Dib, WBA champion Celestino Calabero. You know, so we brought them over. I brought him over while Floyd was, you know, incarcerated. Yeah. Then he comes home. There's the Let's Get Floyd Back in Pocket campaign that goes on, where, you know, it's $300,000 chains being bought and buying a new Lamborghini and all these new things, and I'm sitting there going,
All this money made. No partners. All by myself. Over 1,000 apartments. I'm just getting started.
Weather was never going to miss the big game, according to World Boxing News. He was even offered a VIP pass to attend the Super Bowl himself, but true to his usual style, the former champion declined the special treatment he wanted to bring his own entourage. Instead of accepting the
when you gonna give me the money?
Because you're already invested.
Right, like when you gonna give me your half of the money back. But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail. Right? So it's like, let him cool his heels before you.
Was that in the millions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you sitting there big, and I'm like, yo, so when, but see, the fighters are an asset in themselves. They are that talent, regardless. Right. You know, so I'm looking at him going, so there ain't no pressure there, but I'm saying, when is he gonna say he wants to, you know, to give me the other half of it? Why I gotta ask you for
the invite? Mayweather shelled out a massive amount of money to host 34 guests, insisting on doing things his way. I don't kiss heads, and I never have to beg for anything, especially